ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live in digital, it's the first annual award for perfect attendance, brought to you by the words lugubrious and moist. Tonight we honor the co-host of There Is a Better podcast with this prestigious award. So, let's start the show, shall we?
Oh, stupid bit, how did we get to this on the podcast? Come light up the lights and see the star tonight, it's history.
Welcome to the award show for the coveted perfect attendance streak.
Now on with the dumbassery.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the award recipient for the perfect attendance streak. Your co-host for There Is a Better podcast, Tony. Why, thank you. I don't know what to say. This award is it's kind of weird. Actually, this looks like a microphone, but it's not really a mic. Was this like something you found at the $5 bin at Circuit City? Anyway, gosh, I don't even know who to thank. I'd like to start out with Mike, since he's not here, and that's how
it for this year's
I wasn't done.
Attendance streak
Wait,
awards.
All right,
We'll see you next time.
I find it funny that you thought we've spent $5 on that award.
Well, it was
highly of yourself.
It was impressive in its minimalism. I still don't know what the hell it was. I thought it was a dildo for a second, actually. But it's a family show. I can't say anything, so.
It wobbles. That's all you need.
Wobble, baby, wobble.
Right.
Welcome to the show that makes you wonder, why the hell did I just spend an entire hour of my life listening to this when I could have been listening to something else? Well, just remember,
there is
a better
podcast.
And my name is Tony, and off to my left,
it is Missing Mike.
Missing Mike. That's right. That would be his name this week, isn't it? Yes, Missing Mike.
And me, I'm Ghosty.
And Ghosty. So it's a two-person show today. Mike is out of the office. He had some sort of, family get-together. Is that what he's going on?
A gathering, I believe.
Gathering.
Of sorts, yes. Trying to make up for lost time over the COVID year.
COVID year. What is Mike doing right now?
I'm sorry, I'm on vacation with the family.
Oh, thanks for checking in.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Well, we do know that he's going to be providing one of his mainstay things. Happy 4th of July, by the way, as he's going up there. And if you're up with your family, happy 4th of July
to you. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday. Let's see, how many years old is that? I don't know. My watch doesn't go that far.
The best way to celebrate that is...
Oh, what do we got here?
With a nice cold beverage.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's do that. And while Ghosty is getting prepared for the ice cold beverage, and we'll come back to that in a second.
I want to let you know what it is. It's from Upper Hand Brewing Company out of Escanaba, Michigan.
Escanaba.
And you do not, there is no more of a Upper Peninsula word than Escanaba.
No, there is not.
It is very...
Marquette?
Great place to visit if you ever get a chance.
Copper Harbor?
Kind of close to... Well, nothing's close in the Upper Peninsula, but close to Wisconsin. And the reason I picked this one up...
Yes.
Okay, this is...
Well, you just picked it up again from the table. No.
Yeah, this is an IPA, but it was the description: juicy, tropical,
yes,
piney.
Huh. Well, you got a lot of...
That is the description.
You do have a lot of pine trees, though, in the UP.
Well, sure, but juicy, tropical. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then piney. It's like
Wait a minute.
it's like
Tropical, though.
mixing.
Mixing Mickey?
Yeah, palm trees with pine trees.
But do you think...
But
okay,
at 7%, I figured we couldn't go wrong.
couldn't go wrong. But tropical, that's not a word that really fits with the Upper Peninsula. No.
All right, I'm going to do the pour while
Even
you...
if it's the hottest day in the year.
While you do your thing.
Yeah, I'll do my thing over here. So, again, happy 4th of July. On today's show, we'll be talking about the beer, of course, that we'll be pouring momentarily. In addition to that, Ghosty and I might play a game later on. Stick around. Also, have you ever done a Google or Twitter search or some other type of search that gave you a result you could not unsee? Yeah. I had one of those. We'll check that out later. Ooh, we got the pour happening here.
It's foamy.
It's very foamy. Let's watch this. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at that.
It's messy.
Kind of dark. It's IPA-y. Ta-da. Now, full disclosure, I kind of screwed that up for the last 2 weeks. Can you make sure you turn that off as well? It's a lot of footage to edit. So I have to say, full disclosure, I kind of screwed up the footage from the last 2 weeks. I thought this had like a time-lapse photography thing. Well, it did have time-lapse, but it didn't have slow-mo, and I thought that's what it was.
Oh, right.
So really, when I recorded it in what I thought would have been slow-mo, it actually was time-lapse, meaning everything was time-condensed. So you poured the beer in like half a second, and it was over, which is actually still not as quick as my love life, if you know what I mean.
Quick trigger.
I could just say I'm very an excitable person.
It's a lot cloudier than I expected. Yeah, and that kind of mars your perfect attendance award. So I don't know if are we taking that back now? Because I mean, you know, you're messing things up. So
don't tell HR that. Don't.
Right.
They might find a reason.
I'm about ready to take a drink.
Yeah,
of
let me
this
go ahead and open this beast.
because I've been waiting.
All right, let me know what you think as I drink this pine.
I would have to say that the description is pretty much spot on. A little bit juicy. Got a little bit of a tropical vibe, but not enough to like note. But I can definitely taste the pine in there.
I can taste the India. I can taste some of the pale.
And
I
a lot
can
of the
taste
ale.
the ale.
Yeah, I can taste a lot
the
of the
ale's
ale.
in there. Woo, look out.
Yeah, overall, not a bad beer.
Not a bad beer.
Yeah, not a refreshing hot day kind of beer either, though.
At 7%, it's probably nothing that you're going to want to chug
On a hot day. No,
Right,
no.
right.
All right, yeah, all right. Overall, pretty good though.
Continuing with what we're going to do on the show here, rip from the headlines, and
right.
we've got some movies and
I
TV
forgot
show
we were doing the
reviews. Oh, you're good. And of course, to end the show, we'll do the better podcast recommendation, and we'll continue on here. So, has there ever been a Google search or a Twitter search or some type of like Reddit or social media search that you've typed in and it gave you a result that you could never unsee? Is there something that you've ever like looked at and you thought, oh my God, I can't sleep now because of that, or just like burned into your brain something so significant?
Talking about like porn type searches at all?
I mean, if it happened to be that, then I guess.
You know, I personally, I can't think of anything. Most of my searches, I think, have to tend to do with music or movies or something like that. And I'm pretty
Did it give you a movie, though? Did it like give you a movie recommendation? They're like,
No,
oh my
but
God, that's now you have PTSD because you remember that movie.
It's given me some god awful music kind of recommendations that I was just like, ew, that is so not what I like.
Like Berlin, the Metro.
Well, you know, yeah.
I actually do like that song. Take My Breath Away was also a good one.
That was a good tune.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was good for the time that existed anyhow.
So what is this on Reddit?
Is the movie Top Gun, I think, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So from Reddit, I was goofing around. I don't know if you've ever been to the subreddit called Perfectly Cut Screams. Something happens and somebody's on the video and whatever is going on, they react to it by, you know, their natural defense of screaming, and right as they are about to scream or right at the moment they scream, it cuts out. And so sometimes it kind of adds to the comedic value. It adds to the shock value. No, this is just called what it's like to chew 5 gum.
And so this is going to cut out at that time.
I believe so.
Right.
Let's hope so. But you must be over 18.
You've got to be 18 to
this.
review. So basically, it's almost what I was talking about there.
What it's like to chew 5 gum.
What it is like to chew 5 gum. Have you ever had 5 gum?
I've not. I've had.
I don't think I have.
I've had 4 gum.
5.
I've had 6 gum.
5 is the actual name of the gum.
It is the name of the gum. Yeah, it's a.
I wonder why they decided
on
on 5. Why not 4? Why not 6? In fact, there's probably more than 5 in the pack, right?
There's probably, maybe it's because you grab it with your hand and you have 5 fingers in your hand. Traditionally, people have 5 fingers in their hand. Not everybody does, but you know.
All right,
let's find out what it feels to chew to 5 gum.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Kill yourself.
No.
Oh my! See now? Why would you show me that?
Because I love you. That's why.
And you know, I hate to say this, but I am quoting whatever's over at the right hand side there, which I assume is a comment, and it's exactly how I feel about it. I mean, and that was a quote. Oh man, that is not something I want to see again. So don't replay it. We know this is an audio show.
So for those playing
it's just
at
that
home,
when we see this stuff, it's very hard to go on.
then don't watch it. I'm going to replay it again.
I'm going to let you describe it then. I can't watch that.
So it's
I can't watch
it starts
that.
with a picture of the box. It says what it feels like to chew 5 gum, and then it shows this little kid on video, and he's taking his arm and he's thrusting it against his knee, and it bends in a way it's not supposed to.
See, I'm not even looking now. I'm not even looking, and like every time I hear that
kid is just in shock. He's like,
yeah, who the hell wouldn't be? His arm went the wrong direction. That's messed up.
But that is what it is like to chew 5 gum. I'm just telling you. I've had 5. No, I haven't. But I've heard people who have had 5 gum before, and that's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. See, now, couldn't you have ended the show with that? Now I'm going to be like freaked out for the rest of the show.
No. You know what? We got to start on the right foot.
I'm worried about moving my arms the wrong way. I've got, I mean, you know, you can't see this, but I've got my arms like all tucked in because I'm just like freaked out by it.
He does.
They're all folded.
He does not want them movable at this point in time.
In
fact, he's probably going to like curl up in the corner.
I was going to say, if I could get into a fetal position right now, I would.
We'll just wrap you in bubble wrap. How about that? Or like one of those.
Have you seen one of those
inflatable? Have you seen one of those inflatable giant balls? You know that you like put on your shoulders. You get inside of it, and it's just this giant inflatable ball. We're gonna put you into one of those.
I could use that right now. All right.
All right.
I'm just gonna keep drinking.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up. You like that shit, don't you, America? Happy birthday.
So, for those that want to find that, how would they do that? Are you gonna post it or anything?
I'm not gonna put that on there. I'm not gonna put it on the social media.
What would they look up?
They would look up again from the Reddit. Perfectly Cut Screams. It's called. Just type in what it feels like to chew 5 gum.
And you're just gonna have to trust me when I say you aren't going to be able to unsee that. I mean, it's like that is just seared in my head. Seared.
Yeah. You like that shit.
All right. What's up?
So, let's go
Fucking
to
bastard.
Yeah,
I'm going to start with swearing now.
Hey, somebody's got to take over my position on this whole thing.
All right.
Rip from the headlines. So we're going all the way to Thailand, the land of Thai, and an elephant.
They have Thai food there.
An elephant. That's what I hear. An elephant never forgets, and this one is definitely not going to forget where it found snacks.
I know it's an old joke, but I have always wondered, do they ever go out for American food? This guy looks like he is. He's going for some sort of food.
Elephant crashes through the wall of a Taiwanese couple's home, or Thailand, sorry. And now it's rummaging.
What a mess. They're going to need to get that fixed. Oh, he's eating the paper. He's eating the plastic bag and everything. He's like, hell with this. I'm just going to go at it.
Wow. So, yeah, an elephant's head just crashes right through the wall, and it's using its tusk to rummage underneath. It looks like it was underneath the sink or through some sort of cabinetry for food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the middle of the night.
And he does find something. Sounds like he's saying mutt. Kind of a rude elephant, though. He didn't bring a bottle of wine. I mean, if you're going to go over to somebody's house and, hang out and eat. Wow.
How rude of them. Yeah, at least leave a tip or something. But like I say, an elephant never forgets. And
that is insane.
I have a feeling that elephant's going to probably return back to the scene of the crime, even if they get, the house or...
Fixed?
Yeah, if they get it fixed, maybe they have a couple extra walls, a couple barricades.
Just the whole head right through there.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so the couple... Rashadawan Fungprasaporn, my apologies for messing that up. Rashadawan Fungprasaporn and Supanya Shangsutha was
you
the
did a lot
couple
better at that than I would have.
that found this unexpected guest rummaging through their kitchen. I hope it found something good. Yeah, whatever was in the plastic bag, obviously it liked it enough.
Yeah,
it
didn't seem
the whole damn
disturbed
thing.
by it.
Whole damn thing. Mechanics. And
that elephant's going to have some problems later with that plastic.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Have you seen an elephant poo?
I have not, and I don't want you to look that up as something I can't.
I might look that up later on. I might. There's always a Reddit thread for that, right? Yeah. Or if you want to look that up for us, you go ahead and send it right on to thereisabetterpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah, please do. Yeah.
You can even tweet it to us.
With the kid dislocating in his arm, too.
You can tweet it to us at There Is a Better Podcast on Twitter and also Instagram. There Is a Better Podcast. A couple of dudes, some engineers, decided to make a car that's even more green than the most green of all cars. And how is that greener than most cars? They fucking built a bicycle-powered car. Shows them here.
Oh, shit. That was legit.
Shows them here on top of the car, pedaling, going through a drive-through.
Put in fit! I am in fit! Yeah, it's that episode of Family Guy. It's a great way to stay in shape. Yeah, right. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And now they're getting pulled over with a 5-0. Oh, shit.
We do. Right.
And that's it. So
that was it? It was over?
Pretty much. So the rest of the video is just about a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, but it looks like they took a Honda hatchback and a tandem bicycle, and they took the engine out of the car. I think they welded the bike frame to the car in the engine bay, and then they attached a chain from the bike to a drive shaft on the car. And so then when they started pedaling, it started powering the car. Pretty amazing idea. I mean, what else do you do?
Not very efficient, though.
What else do you do during a pandemic?
Not very efficient.
You can't go anywhere.
I don't think they were going over 5 miles per hour. I don't even think they were going like 3.
Is that why they were pulled over, you think?
They weren't going fast enough? Or speeding.
Did they? Well, if you could speed.
Maybe it was a 5 mile per hour zone.
Maybe it was a 5 gum.
And they were going like 8. I don't know.
Maybe it was a 5 gum zone.
Can I see that again real quick? Sure. I just want to see.
Absolutely.
Like when you pulled it up, it was on pause, and I was like, "Is that real?"
That's totally real.
It seriously looks like two guys. It almost looks like they're bicycling out of an engine.
Yeah, the bike looks like it's lurching out of the engine. So yeah, they've braced it. Looks like from the top of the car they welded this little extra pole. And then that goes all the way across the frame of the bike, and then they brace the frame into the engine compartment as well. They took out the engine compartment, put a chain drive into the transmission case. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not a autoologist.
Autoologist? A mechanic?
Do the brakes work, I wonder?
An engineer? Anything?
Wait, what's engineer?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Do the brakes
it looked
work?
like they had somebody riding in the car too, right?
To steer it, I think, is most likely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They probably just had it on the lowest gear possible on the
I gotta
bike.
give them thumbs up for ingenuity, man.
It's pretty amazing. Let's watch that
it
again.
seems completely and utterly purposeless, but kind of
Totally.
cool.
But again, what the hell else do you do in a
Yeah,
pandemic?
right?
I mean, you're bored. You're gonna
And at least they
find
did
something to
something,
do.
yeah.
You go crazy a little bit, and then all of a sudden, a bicycle-powered car sounds like a great idea.
Beats making bread.
But I like bread.
Well, so do I. But it's.
Have you made bread before?
I have.
What'd you do? What'd you
I
make?
did. I'm huge into banana bread. Anyway, you knew that. I love me some banana bread.
I do know you like banana bread. You've never made me banana bread before, and I'm actually quite heartbroken about that right now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So next episode, I don't
I'm
have
bringing
any,
in banana bread.
and we're gonna drink it.
I will
Is there a banana bread drink?
There is. There are.
Please tell me yes.
I think there's something out there. It's been ages, but something that has like a banana like liqueur or something like that. I will see what I can find.
All right, I love it.
You've given me a mission because that would be awesome.
You're on a mission from God.
All right, let's see that again real quick. I just want to see.
So here they are
Yes,
out
okay,
on the
there
street.
is
They got a
somebody in
couple.
there. They're steering it around.
Yeah, they're taking it around a drive-through
Yeah, it's that episode of Family
McDonald's or something.
Guy. It's a great way to stay in
Great
shape.
way to stay in
we're
shape.
taking Mickey D's.
And after they got their food,
After they got their food, they got pulled over. And then the truck's trying to pass them.
oh my God, that's awesome. So maybe they got pulled over because they didn't do the value meal, or maybe they can you do a dine and dash with that in that type of
No, I
auto?
seriously, I don't think they're going to be able to move fast enough. But one way or the other, if you wanted to look that up, that is bicycle-powered car. Is that what it was?
Yes, bicycle-powered car. Just Google that. It's on YouTube. Yeah, the pandemic has really messed with your mind when you think, what's the best way to drive a car?
With a bicycle.
Bike.
And a tandem bike as well.
bike
I mean,
at
so
that.
make it even more complicated. Have you ever ridden a tandem bike?
I've never ridden a tandem bike
I've
before.
never done
I've been in
either.
a canoe. That's about as most tandem of that.
How about a unicycle? You ever learn how to do one of those?
No. I'm afraid that I've seen people get on one before. This guy I used to work with, he used to ride his unicycle into work every day. And so a couple of us tried it in the office, which was the stupidest thing you could do because
in an office?
in
Yeah,
an
'cause
office,
it's not easy to ride.
It's not easy to ride. Not only that, but you also have like these cubicle walls that are probably about 6 feet apart,
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
And of course, you get right up on the thing. The first thing you're going to do is
Knock
fall
over the cubicles.
Right, exactly. So anybody's personal effects are going to be on from the cubicle wall down to the floor in an instant.
So as a kid, this happened to me. This was, and I'm surprised it didn't end up like the kid in that video with a freaking arm broken. But basically, okay, so I did not have a cool bike as a kid. I had one of those street bikes. It was a Schwinn. It had rainbow handlebars, banana seats.
Nice.
Yeah, real hot ride.
Did it have the streamers on it?
No, I didn't go that far.
I had a gold painted bike with
it
streamers.
was a secondhand
Oh, yeah.
bike. I was just happy to have a bike. All the other kids around, they had the mag wheels, they had the BMX bikes, and
Did you
everything
grow
else.
up in like the inner city or something like that?
No,
with-
man. It was like
They
a
have spinners?
suburban town.
Okay.
It was a dead end street. It was a great place to live. But every kid
a great
in the
way to stay in
neighborhood
shape.
had a BMX bike except me, and I didn't care. I still was going to treat that bike like it was a BMX. It's just what I was going to do.
Just going to ride it hard.
So we had built this ramp at the end of the street, and everybody go jumping over these things, over the ramp, and it was pretty fun, a lot of fun. I do it in my little Schwinn bike. Lo and behold, one of these times I go over that thing, and it wasn't made for jumping. We know this.
Right.
I go over it, and I swear to God, I've got my hands on this rainbow handlebars. Mid-air, the neck of the handlebars snaps.
Oh.
Snaps.
Oh,
I'm not kidding, man.
no.
I can still remember this shit to this day. I watch as my bike literally hits the ground below me and then kind of flies out from underneath me. I'm still in the air with fucking handlebars in my hand. Bam! Hit the asphalt all over the place. Roll over, tumble 2 or 3 times. I got a brother, my older brother. He's freaked out, of course, because he's thinking is my mom is going to kick my ass because my little brother just fucked himself up. I tumble like 2 or 3 times on the asphalt. My bike is over in the ditch. My brother comes running up. He's like, dude, are you okay? I turn around. I was just busted out laughing. I was like, oh my God, my handlebars. So for like probably 2 to 3 weeks afterwards, I had to drive my bike around with no handlebars. And what I would do is either ride no-handed, which I, mastered quite a while
song,
ago.
I can ride my
If
bike
I had
with
to,
no handlebars. Where was that at that time?
If I had to turn sharp, I actually had to take both hands, place it on the neck of it, and turn it with the palms of my hands. And then finally, I get like 2 or 3 weeks later, I get some new handlebars, and of course they're rainbow handlebars again.
Merry birth, miss. Here's your handlebars.
It was ridiculous. Anybody who didn't grow up at that time is not going to know rainbow handlebars, banana seats. But look that shit up. If you're too young, look it up. It's the worst bike you could have ever had at that time.
My mom, speaking of bikes, my mom and my sister, my sister used to go out jogging all the time. She would go running pretty much around the entire town where I grew up. And she was part of cross country and track and all that stuff. So she was really fit. That was her thing to do, was to run. My mom decided, I'm going to go, almost. Okay, he just poured a beer into the glass.
Had an excited beer.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that head just about popped, baby.
Oh, it did.
So anyway, back to my mom after that story.
I think that would be the other part of our review is a little bit
it's
foamy.
A little bit foamy.
It's foamy.
Well, maybe it's how you poured it. You just went straight out.
It was a crazy
as
pour.
As opposed to, like nice on the side.
But I mean, even when you pop that sucker open, I mean, it started to like...
It did. It foamed up a little bit.
It gets excited quick.
It does get excited
It's quick triggered.
They should have called it the quick trigger. As opposed to the Upper Hand IPA? No, what is it? Doesn't matter.
It's just IPA. That's the thing. I think it's just Upper Hand IPA.
IPA. So
maybe Piney IPA? I don't know.
So anyway, she was...
you were telling a story.
So she was biking along with my sister as she was running in. You know that person that is like driving the first time or like on a bike or whatever, and they look at this... They look at like a telephone pole and they say, don't steer to that pole, don't steer to that pole. And that's exactly what they start doing. She did the same thing. She's like, don't steer to that mailbox, don't steer to that mailbox. Bam! Hits the fucking mailbox, falls down. My sister's still jogging.
Jesus.
She's way off in the distance. She's got her headphones on, just cranking away on her tunes. She comes back about 10 minutes later on the return because she, hit their turnaround.
So she still had no idea
She had no idea the entire time. She comes back around, she's like, Mom? Like 10 minutes she's been sitting there on the side of the road.
Was your mom okay?
Oh, she was fine. She just
gave up.
She just gave up. I think her ego was bruised more than anything. She's like, so that was the first time and the last time I ever rode a bike. I think she was 37, maybe?
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Mrs. Tony, we're glad to hear you're okay.
You mean Tony's mom, not Mrs. Tony.
I didn't know what to call her.
Whatever.
Tony's mom? Mrs.
Yeah, that's
Tony's
much
mom?
better. No, because that would be my
Mrs. Tony's
wife's.
mom.
That would be my wife's mother, my mother-in-law,
whatever.
Mrs. Tony's mom.
Point is,
yes.
she's okay.
But I don't have a wife either, so already off to a bad start.
Now, I actually kind of miss those days, though. I mean, because we used to live on a street where basically there was like a drainage ditch all the way down. And I don't know what you were like, but I was fearless when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So
I jumped several of those drainage ditches, too.
We would jump
on a stupid big old Schwinn.
We would pretend we'd be on, we'd be stuntmen. We do this thing where you let the bike right off, you jump like midway through. We did all sorts of stuff right now that if my kid did that, I don't have a kid.
Out.
But if I did, I'd say, dude, you were stupid. What are you doing? But like back then it was like it was almost like you were rubber. It was like invincible.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
I do miss those days too. But that's not to say that we can't do those again. You know,
I sure as hell am not going to do that shit.
We
again.
have health insurance. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't even like cleaning leaves off the fucking roof.
There is a better podcast provides health insurance, and it's in the form of some gauze.
IPAs. Here, put these 2 Band-Aids on, and here's an IPA.
Here's a cold compress. It's in the form of a can. Open it if you're thirsty. If you get dehydrated.
What are you going to do for the kid there? I mean, you can't give him an IPA.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You want to play that again so we can re-reference it? You do, don't you? You want to see it again. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Kill your senses.
God bless it. Okay. Moving on.
So, speaking of the pandemic, chances are, for those who have gone back to work, congratulations to you. He might have done this, just like twisted his arm like that.
Well,
it's possible.
And I was wondering if maybe he was...
Maybe he's double jointed?
I mean, if the kid really hurt himself, I'm going to feel like a dick saying this, but yes, if he was double jointed.
Yeah. Maybe, well, there have been a lot of fake
that's
videos.
some
You never
freaky ass stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, all right, moving on.
So, for those who have gone back to work after the pandemic, congratulations. You're now rejoining society as kind of like it once was before. For those who are still staying at home, for me and my real job, I do stay at home. And, of course, we telecommute. We do meetings via Zoom, WebEx, Skype, whatever it is that you use. Well, this woman who was in her work Skype meetings or Zoom meetings wore the same Hawaiian shirt 264 conferences in a row, and nobody noticed. After the first month, she said it was really funny. And
that is hilarious.
She's like, I'm still wearing this. And the resident of Washington, D.C., who was only identified as Jackie, said that she wore the shirt 264 times in a row between April 2nd of last year and June 16th of this year. Chances are she's probably still wearing it. I was like, it would be funny. Wouldn't it be funny if I wore the shirt again? It'd be a funny joke and everyone would say something. Sadly, nobody said anything.
It actually makes me think about it because, I mean, when you've done these meetings,
yeah,
have you actually thought about that before? Like, oh man, I wore this shirt last time.
I've noticed that a couple times.
So you've noticed other people doing it?
No, I've noticed myself.
Okay.
I haven't noticed anybody else.
That's the thing is I've got like a lot of shirts that are pretty identifiable. There usually be like some sort of beer logo or something. I don't know, whatever. But things that and actually I had one shirt on and my boss actually said it was an old Say Yes to Michigan shirt, and it was very identifiable, and I actually like got like the whole everybody's focused in on me because my boss is mentioning it, and so like I was very conscious not to wear that shirt again, but it makes me wonder now, had I worn a different shirt like every freaking time, if anybody would have noticed, because honestly, I can't say I've ever noticed anybody's apparel anytime I've ever watched or been a part of one of those meetings. I mean, were you conscious of it?
Well,
were you like, yeah, I don't want to, I already wore this last time.
See, I was conscientious about what I was wearing, but I would notice that I was wearing like the same 3 in rotation. But the thing was, I'm not going to get dressed to go to work. I'm at home.
Right.
What's the one thing that I have to impress is my cat.
I will say this, though. I did have the same flannel shirt that I would wear over and over, and that was just because it was comfy as shit. And I'm at home, and I didn't have to go anywhere. The thing's so damn worn out, it really isn't even... I don't even think you can call it a shirt anymore, honestly. But, yeah, I did that. Nobody really said anything to that, so...
Yeah, fuck them.
But now that I think about it, I've never actually noticed what people are wearing in these damn meetings.
It's kind of
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, you don't really think about that. It's just you're there, you're on camera, you're talking, you don't want to be there.
Pretty much. That's every
probably,
Zoom meeting, yes.
And I think we've already discussed this before, but yeah, like about half of the meetings could have been solved with an email, right?
Correct.
Well, guess what time it is? It is time
What?
for the
What?
Midtro.
What? Oh.
So we're going to take a
There
little
it
break.
is. It's awesome. I love this intro. Sorry. Are you avoiding it? This is in your mind.
What's that?
I don't want to say it.
What's that? What's that?
Night court.
Oh, he did it. He broke the seal, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
All right.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these sausages.
Sound anything like a cowbell?
We need a cow. Do you have a cow? Like, don't have a cow, man. Welcome back to
Super retro reference. That's not really retro, though.
Not really. I mean,
How
the show is still
that
going
show
on.
managed to go for so long?
Times change, people change, and you're always ushering in new audiences. Just like we are ushering you back to the second half of There Is a Better Podcast. My name is Tony. We've got
Missing Mike.
Missing Mike and Ghosty.
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 I like that. I like that.
The J is
You should
silent.
probably give them the rundown on all the social media and all that, because I don't think we've done that, have we?
We did a little bit earlier. I kind of
Oh, did
snuck
you?
it in, but it's always a good thing to do because you can reach us at thereisabetterpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter at thereisabetter and the number 1. There is a better one.
Twitter?
Yeah.
There's a better Twitter?
On Twitter. And on
There's a better one.
Instagram at There Is a Better Podcast. Just spell it out, and there we are.
Where like if you had actually functionally done the beer pouring correctly the first time?
It would have been on both of those.
Oh, what of it?
Twitter and
what of it?
Instagram.
I'm making up words. What of
What
it?
a bit. Hey, what is today's word of the day? By the way, is it? I think it was in the. In the award show. Lugubrious.
Oh,
today's word is lugubrious.
So what is lugubrious?
Gubba gubba gubrious.
What is lugubrious?
Lugubrious is a word that.
Now this is just a word of a day. This isn't a day word that like is like moist, where it just bugs you.
No. Well,
This is just one you liked.
It's actually looked up a list of words people don't like, and I have a feeling that it has a lot to do with
legit
like,
then.
yeah, I have a feeling it has a lot to do with the fact that it sounds like loogie, maybe lugubrious. It means looking or sounding sad and dismal. Now, as I've probably said before, maybe I have, and I am the kind of person who looks for the
Lugubrious meaning in everything.
exactly the dark cloud and the silver lining, and that was just completely. That just happened. That lugubrious happened to be the word. It had nothing to do with. Shut up! You're giving me that look of You just attract those things.
It's
and I
just a
probably
very
do.
lugubrious point of view. Is all I'm saying.
It just happened. It insisted upon itself.
Jesus, see where that goes.
So we did a poll on Twitter, and we did a poll on Twitter and Instagram. Would you rather? So the question for this week's episode was: would you rather A, be poor but have the knowledge and tools to fix and make things, or B, be rich but you don't know how to do any of those things?
Oh, that's an easy one for me.
What's that?
A. That is easy because basically my thing is money. It's never anything for anything. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Having
you wrong, but
money
go
is
ahead.
good.
Having money is good.
Taking care of shit's good.
Yeah.
But I would much rather.
Be self-sufficient.
But see, now being poor and then being able to fix things or whatever the heck it is that you want to look at. I guess you could be a poor survivalist and that would work.
Sure.
But the thing of it is if you're poor and you have all these abilities, why are you not at least making a standard of living?
It's a good
because
point.
you've got the ability to do so.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it's because the people who are rich and who are paying the poor person to do those things
But
are not paying the poor person to do those things.
That is where I'm going, and now I'm going to change my answer. I'd rather be rich and not have that ability.
Because
then I could just pay people to take care of it.
And that is the upside of that side of the coin is, you don't have to do a damn thing. You could pay people to take care of it, and then you exchange money for time.
I don't want to get political here, but we do have somebody that had that ability. So,
no, Mike is gone this week. So
I was talking United States wise, but whatever.
He's the money guy.
So what's your answer to that?
My answer actually would also be poor, but have the knowledge and the tools, because even if I wasn't,
I changed my answer. So
I know you can always change your answer. My answer, I would rather be poor, but still have the ability to do those things and have the tools and whatnot. So at that point, I can build whatever I want. I can make whatever I want.
So speculatively speaking,
yes, I really like how you enunciated every syllable.
It doesn't mean that you couldn't go on to then make money afterwards after utilizing your abilities. Is that correct? It does
Possible.
or doesn't. Because if that's the case, I would prefer the former.
But you could strike it rich, but then does that put you into the rich? But then start.
But see, that's the thing
is,
I'm not looking for rich, just standard of living.
Okay.
Just to be able to survive and do what you need to do, pay the bills, take care of things.
I like
that's
surviving.
good. And honestly, I would rather not have like ridiculous amounts of money, because that just creates all sorts of other misery and worry, in my opinion. I mean, this is speaking from somebody who's never had ridiculous amounts
of dollars, right?
Of money. So,
and I'm right there with you. That's why we're doing a podcast.
I believe
that's why we're not on TV.
I believe if we dive too far into it, we would be, what was it?
It would be a very lugubrious subject.
Lugubrious,
yes. And according
so what was the poll?
According to Twitter and Instagram. The majority of people would rather be poor but have the knowledge and tools to fix and make things. It was about 2/3 of the population who went that direction.
That makes sense.
Thanks for playing. We'll have another one for next week. And I guess it's probably time. Shall we kick off Mike's movie reviews?
Oh yes, even though Mike is missing.
Even though missing Mike is missing.
He's got movie mustard.
Yeah, ready?
Movie mustard?
Shall we hit him with the intro? It's Mike's movie reviews. Mike's movie reviews. Yeah, time for movie reviews and TV shows. Yeah. How'd you like that, Mike?
What the heck is this crap?
I'm sorry. That's all we got. All right.
That's all we got, Mike.
Should we do it again? Should we do another one? No, fuck him.
Another intro? Hold on. Let me let me reverse the harmonica.
Here we go. Mike's movie reviews and TV shows and all the other shit that nobody and everybody knows.
That was a harmonica with an orgasm at the end.
What the heck is this crap?
Oh, God.
I just told you,
He's
Mike.
never going to be happy with that.
This week we have Black Summer. It's on Netflix. It's a zombie thing, so if you don't like zombies, don't check it out. I see this happen far too often on Twitter. It's like, hey, this was a terrible movie. It had zombies in it. Wow, a zombie show. Well, who would have thunk that?
Frickin'
Maybe
zombies.
Just leave it alone if you don't like zombie movies. I'm a huge zombie person myself.
You're a zombie
talked about
person?
Army of the Dead at length.
Interesting.
I really like this one. First season came out a couple years back. It's fantastic.
Really?
It keeps you always off balance. Like you see these people trying to survive, and
I
these
have
are
terrible
extremely
times keeping my balance
zombies,
anyway.
And when people die, they turn very, very fast. And it creates these crescendo effects
I've
of
met
bad
people that turn
things.
fast.
Wait, did I
all
just
these
hear
stories
a
connect.
cupboard
You don't
door?
really
Is he
see
making
how they connect initially
dinner
on,
or
and
something?
it's shot really in interesting
Let the man
perspectives.
talk.
Like
Shells
you'll
with cheese.
be in somebody's eyes, then all of a sudden you'll be somebody else's vantage point, and like, who's going to survive out of this? Is anybody going to survive out of this? And it's incredible. The first season,
I think
the second
Gloria
season
Gaynor
just came out a
survived.
couple weeks back. It leaves a lot more to be desired because it's not shot in the same way. And
We're
it's
never
clearly
shot
shot
the same
in
way.
winter versus summer, the first one.
Yeah, but what about fall and spring?
It was a different change to it. I don't really
He's
know what to
talking
think
about
of
the
it.
seasons.
I didn't like it as much as the first season. Is it worth a watch? Go check it out.
Okay.
And I'm going to say we don't have our little mediocre stuff on it, but it's mediocre.
Should we do it?
See?
1,
what
2,
a terrible
3, 4.
production value that was.
Mediocre.
Next up, we have movies we
That
love.
was terrible.
Now,
Yeah,
this would be funny.
We weren't ready for
I'm
that.
reviewing
All right, what do you got?
a Netflix show that reviews other movies, but it's not really reviewing it. What they do is
Reviewing
they give
the
you behind
reviewers.
the look of some of the most iconic movies in movie history.
Like?
Like what happened with them, what's going on with it. And I don't want to spoil too much because
Where
I
have
think
they
this is worth a
been? What
watch.
kind of shoes do they wear?
I've watched 2 episodes
You
of it
can tell
so
a
far.
lot about a person about their shoes.
First one was Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yeah, good one,
And,
Mike.
Is that when you
It
don't
was such
shower?
an iconic movie at the time, but I didn't realize how hard it was to get the movie
You realized how hard
up
it
and
is.
running, and I didn't realize it was a straight to video on direct
But did you really have the time of your life,
type
though?
theater that put it up. But there was a whole bunch of stuff I did not know. I did not know that Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze hated each other from the
All right.
Red Dawn years.
All right, that's info I didn't know
actually had
either.
to convince Jennifer to actually do the movie with him. I didn't realize I knew he could dance all that time.
You
I
knew
didn't
he
realize
could
he had
dance
such a
'cause you
bum
asked
knee,
him?
and it was such a hard time for him. Like there was a whole bunch. It gives you all this behind the scenes studio, and I didn't realize how much money they made out of it. And they the studio itself tried to reproduce Dirty Dancing, like all these other. They took all these chances on all these other films, and they all bombed. And they went under because of it.
Take a chance.
It's quite funny. It was and one of the best parts of
78.
it was that.
The best
They almost
part?
didn't have any of the rights to any of the music. They had a dancing movie, and they didn't have any music to it. It
do you
took them
mean?
forever to get the rights to the music.
What do you mean?
Watch this. It's on Netflix.
You're
I think
not
there's
even
5
going to tell me, are
episodes.
you?
I'll get to the other. I think they review Die Hard and something else. What also I thought was funny, the lake that they shot the movie in
Yes.
disappeared in 2016.
Wow.
The whole lake, it's gone.
Lake, have a suit.
Nobody,
Good
I
bless
can't
you.
believe they didn't dwell on this more. Like, how does a lake just disappear and nobody cares?
Global
It was
warming!
interesting. What else
sorry,
they
I meant-
reviewed was Home Alone.
Home Alone.
And Home Alone is like
Sorry.
we're going to do a Christmas
That was
special
bad.
when we get to
That
that
was bad. I'm
season.
sorry.
Home Alone is one of my favorite movies, just because I think it's so iconic and it's a burglary movie, but it's set in Christmas time and it's trying to
said
teach you
burgling?
stories. I
Did he
don't know
say
what we're gonna
burgle?
do with that,
Damn it.
'cause We'll get to
He
that
said burgle.
later
He said burgle.
on this year. But what I thought was interesting is that Daniel
It's
Stern,
moist.
who plays one of the burglars in it, him and Joe
Burglar.
Pesci were good friends, but he didn't initially get the role. He had it, wanted more money. They gave it to somebody else. The magic didn't work between him and Pesci.
He's not a
So
magic man.
they went back to Daniel Stern because he wanted more money, and he almost blew like one of his biggest gigs of his entire life.
Burgling?
What else was interesting is
You-
that
you caused him to stutter for a
Joe
moment.
Pesci had a hard time not cussing. Think of all of his roles prior to that moment.
We have a hard time doing that, Mike.
Casino, Goodfellas.
He
All
actually
these
hasn't
other
sworn yet.
iconic roles that he had.
that was a good one.
And that's why you always hear him muttering, like he's making up his own language.
Can we take
instead
that out of
cussing, 'cause
context?
he didn't want that
We
with
are
all
going to.
the kids around, and it wasn't that type of movie.
There's no can we.
It was also Christopher Columbus's first true breakout film of many that he would have, and how I forget how young he was at the time, but he was just breaking out.
You like him young,
I
so-
thought it was funny that the house
out,
set,
like-
obviously it wasn't
an
shot in
egg,
the house, it was
a
actually
chrysalis.
shot in
Pimple.
a campus of like a university or a school of some sort. And the house, when they flooded at the end, was actually built in a swimming pool. Like it just goes on and on and on of all these facts of like behind the scenes of things that you would never see. And talk about a massive hit. That movie was #1 for 14 weeks. All the way from, like, think about this. A Christmas movie that was #1 from November all the way until February. It was just rolling in the money from it. Good on
Rolling.
them. What a great film. One of my favorites. The last part of what we're going to go to
We aren't going anywhere.
is
You're
a
somewhere.
different segment of Mike's movie review. I'm going to do a Mike's
Hard lemonade.
bucket list movies.
All right,
now,
Mr.
these are just
Mike.
movies that I'm going to give you the top 50 movies that I think you should watch.
And you're going to hear them all right now.
All
on the bucket
50.
list.
All 50.
All 50.
And #1,
Right
the
here.
movie that I thought of,
Get a minute,
the first
go.
one I came to, and this is in no particular order. This isn't a top
to the
50
movie.
list. This is just 50 movies that I think
50 Shades of Movie.
everybody should watch at a
50
time in
Shades
their
of
life.
Celluloid.
And the reason why I chose this first one was not Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Harry.
See, look at that. I got Jennifer Grey on the mind. It's a
He's got
Dancing
Jennifer
with
Grey on
Wolves.
his
See?
mind.
Still a dancing type, right?
Did he
Oh,
just...
Dances Wolf.
Oh, Dancing with
This
Wolves.
has Kevin
Okay, yeah,
Costner.
good.
It
Dances
came
with
out 93. I should have wrote it down, but I
Night Court.
didn't because we don't do research on this podcast. But Kevin Costner,
It's not a
Civil
night
War,
court.
he almost loses his leg. He basically tries to commit suicide. It doesn't work out his way, and they kind of turn the battle of the
family-friendly
Union
premise.
versus
Suicide, that's kind of
Confederate
laborious.
soldiers in the battle that he was part of.
Lugubrious.
Yeah,
And
that too.
basically, after reward, he gets to pick wherever he wants to. He wants to go on the frontier. And why this is great, because there's these long periods of not like a whole lot of action, but it
Okay.
still tells a story. And they kind of don't make movies like this anymore.
They don't make movies anymore.
I just
What?
recently
stopped.
rewatched it on Netflix, and it made me think of something else.
It made you think,
It made
though,
me
didn't it?
think that there was some whitewashing that happens. The character, it's about the Sioux and the Pawnee on the frontier and what whites did to like the buffalo herd and their whole survival.
What does this
is
have
based
to do with a
around
woman
this, and
named Sue?
There's a little bit of a love story built into it. But there is some whitewashing that happens in it, but I never noticed it at the time.
All right.
That Kevin Costner
point.
becomes part with this tribe and becomes close with them. But nobody would have cared about the movie at the time if you didn't have a white actor, as in Kevin Costner, about this film. I'm wondering if they remade it now, if that would be the same case.
No.
Does
Should
it tell
not.
the same story? Are people...
It might be a little different.
Would they care much? Should they still go watch this film? I kind of think of the same thing with Daniel Day-Lewis in Last of the Mohicans, but he plays a Native American. The whole
But if
thing
he
of
was
it, like,
born in America,
when you
doesn't
see
that
something
make him
like
Native?
years later,
I
it
can
takes a
joke
whole
about that
different
'cause I am Native.
meaning and discussion about it.
Like
I kind of wish I
quarter.
was there with the guys so we
No,
could
like
have some
eighth.
banter back and forth about these couple of things.
Banter.
We did that
Go
for
see
you.
Dancing with Wolves. It tells a different story if you've never seen it before.
Thanks, Mike. Let's go ahead and close out Mike's movie reviews.
Mike's movies reviews. Hold on.
Mike's movie reviews.
Do we usually do the harmonic at the end of that?
I thought we did.
All
but,
right,
you know,
well, we're
it's
gonna
okay.
do it
Here
now.
we go. Mike's movie reviews is over. Wow, way to go, Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis.
That was badass.
Does he play that?
I thought he was a harmonica.
All right.
Or was it Bruce Willis?
Just so you know, and it's weird because, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, as we did that, Mike's not here, just so everybody knows. And I think we've already made that.
What the heck is this crap?
There you go.
What?
Poignantly clear that he is not here. So our apologies. And at the same time, Mike, you knew we were going to do that to you.
I'm sorry, I'm on vacation with the family. What the heck is this crap?
That's what it is. Do we? What time we at? Do we got time still?
We got time. We got plenty of time.
All right,
We got as much time as you want. But we're out of time. Thank you so much for listening to. I'm just kidding.
I actually did like a retro review, so it's kind of like what did I call it the other day? I called it movies.
Oh God,
The ghost of movies past.
Ghosty movies past.
Because here's my deal, and this came out a lot harder than and longer than I thought it would be.
Hey-o.
So, yes. But basically, I like sometimes will watch some of the newer stuff. But the one thing that, I mean, we grew up in an era where like you would go to the video rental store, and it was kind of cool because you would spend like basically an hour or two in there. Just kind of perusing,
Yeah, just browsing all up
looking
and
at-
down the aisles.
and a lot of the
and-
times, like especially family video. Did I just say especially?
Yeah, you did. So if you don't know what family video is,
Right.
Blockbuster video is exactly the same thing.
Right.
And if you don't know what Blockbuster video is,
but I always felt like Family
look at
Video
Netflix,
did a
and
great
it's not
job
the same thing.
of giving you like a lot of the older selections. And
you talk about video like VHS.
yes,
Yes.
no, well, not that
DVD.
DVD, whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The beauty of it.
If you don't know
was
what these acronyms are, ask your parents. And
being
if they
able to
don't
do
know, ask your grandparents.
being able to, have we gotten that far? We're not that far
We're
yet,
not
are
that
we?
far yet, but
Seems
I would
like
say
kids. Although
anywhere,
there are kids that don't
I
know
would
what
say our
vinyl
age
records
range
are.
is anywhere between 25 and 70.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. One way or the other. That was the beauty of it. But as
That's middle
time has
age.
progressed, you know, it's one of those things where I have found that there are a lot of cool things about what we have now, and that is like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and it's
Yeah,
the
all these
ability to
streaming
actually
services.
kind of look and see stuff that maybe you wouldn't normally try to watch. And
Right.
this, what I've got, is a movie I never saw when it came out. I was interested, but never thought about going to see it. But at the same time, it was like it didn't do well in the theaters. So
it's kind of a box office bomb, so to speak.
But it was one of those.
But those
it
kind
was
of
a
become
movie-
cult hits, though.
Being who I am, I wanted to
Some
watch
of
it.
them do, not all of them.
So this came up.
Weekend
and
at Bernie's is one of those.
This was on Amazon. Yes, that definitely is one of those. Amazon
Love that
Prime. This is of course it was a. Have you ever seen it? Cool World.
Hold on.
Oh, did we want to do a?
It's time for Ghosties.
Wait, no, ghosts. Movies from
Movies.
Ghosts of movies past. Ghosts of movies past. Okay. So, yeah. And I've been watching a lot of these types of movies lately, and this one...
Great, that's been Ghosts of Movies
Thank you.
Past.
Anyway, this one's from 92. It's called Cool World, and I did not bring my glasses, which was a terrible move on my part.
If I could say anything about Cool World, I wanted to watch that movie because there was a hot cartoon character.
Yeah.
Do you know the only reason
do you know who
watch
the artist was? Or who the actress
voice was? I don't.
It was Kim Basinger. Basinger.
Is it Basinger?
It doesn't really matter.
Kim.
Anyway, it was back. Okay, so the whole story starts in
Kim Bass
1945.
Guitar.
And feel free to join in as I do this because, like I said, it's kind of long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
join in because it's
hard.
kind of long and hard to get through.
Yeah, because you can't.
And
read
I didn't intend for that. Hey,
He's going karaoke style. He just took the mic off the arm.
completely off.
Completely off.
All right. So the
Now
movie
he's going
begins-
into VG. He's going to.
Actually, this kind of works for me. I'm not gonna
Well, yeah,
lie.
that's
I've gotta
that's
dig
your
it.
normal mode.
This is kind of my vibe.
That's your normal mode.
I feel like I'm up in
He's
front of
on
an audience now.
stage.
Okay, so 1945.
Here's the
Frank
B part. Nobody's
Harris.
listening anyway.
Frank Harris is the main character. Now, this is played by young Brad Pitt.
Before he took off.
You know, I'm not a huge fan of him. Right, his acting style, I should say. Yes, before he took off.
Before he took off.
I have come to enjoy certain roles he played, like Fight Club.
Love that.
Fucking
Yes.
awesome.
Oh yeah. But you don't talk about that movie.
No, but the other one I really liked him in was
Inglourious
Meet
Basterds?
Joe Black. That was
I haven't
pretty
seen
good
that
too.
movie.
That was a good
Oh,
movie.
Okay.
Long though. It's long.
It's long and
It takes a while to get through it, and it's hard. Hard to get through.
Hard.
So yeah, Brad Pitt comes from, or Frank Harris, his character, comes from World War II, and he ends up getting into a motorcycle accident with his
Motorized
mother.
cycle
with his
accident?
mother, and she dies.
So wait, she's in the sidecar?
There's no sidecar. She's riding in backwards. There's this weird, awkward thing.
What do they call that?
Almost like they're kind of like husband and wife in the beginning. That's the vibe you get from it. It's kind of weird. A little creepy, a little odd.
What the heck is this crap?
Yes. After the accident, Frank is transported into an alternate universe known as Cool World. Whoa. Cool. Now, this is where he ends up becoming a real human being in a cartoon universe. He becomes a detective while he's there, and then you fast forward to 1992. Gabriel Burns, you know who he is, right?
Isn't that cousin to R.L. Burnside?
No.
Famous blues musician?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Is he? I mean, I wouldn't really know. I only know. I've only known.
I assume he is a famous blues musician.
He was in the usual.
I don't know
the
anything
usual
else.
suspects.
No,
So
I don't-
He was in that. Anyway, one way or the other, Gabriel Burns. He plays a guy called Jack Deebs, and he's a convicted felon who passes his time basically creating this comic book, and it is known as
Cool World.
There you go. You've got it now. Now, eventually, Deebs is also finds
Glad
himself
I'm getting paid for this.
transported into the cartoon universe, and he believes that he has created the universe. So he thinks he's a comic book guy. He thinks he created the universe. He's wandering around here going, "Oh, I made this world. This is my world." During the remainder of the movie, basically Pitt's character spends his time trying to stop a cartoon femme fatale. This is who you were talking about. Her name was
Kim Basinger.
and her character's name was
Cool World.
Hollywood.
Holly Berry.
Hollywood.
Hollywood if Holly
It's kind of a
could.
porn name.
I
It's
love
kind of a
it.
porn name.
That's
Anyway.
a good porn name.
So basically, he's trying to stop her from crossing over from Cool World into the real world.
Into Cool Whip?
So that's the gist of it.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason why this took so long, because I was like, well, you kind of got to give people the details.
There's a lot of
The
background
deets,
information.
if you will.
A
All
lot
right,
of
so I
roots.
thought the animation was good. What I liked was it was very reflective of the 90s comic book style. That
Okay.
was cool. I also like that they turned around and they took all the different styles from previous eras. Like you got the Looney Tunes stuff, you got Disney, and a lot of other stuff.
Now,
But-
didn't Roger Rabbit make a cameo in that? He should have if he did
No,
not.
he didn't.
Son of a bitch.
But that would be the better movie
That's
to watch.
what I'm saying.
That would be the better movie to watch
What if
overall.
they both did?
Because that was a good movie.
Oh, I love that.
But that was also
Sorry,
this
totally
it was weird
derailed.
because that Roger Rabbit was kind of the reverse of this. This is more like real people in cartoon world.
So
whereas
kinda
Roger
like
Rabbit was more cartoon
in a real person's
world.
So it's almost like Howard the Duck meets Duck the Howard.
Well, it makes me wonder if it was a little bit easier to produce that kind of a thing because this one had some real awkward moments. Like you could tell the actors weren't
Green screeny.
It was
effects
just
that
awkward
Just
at
were
times.
like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, kind of thing.
right. So they
not
didn't,
used to that,
They didn't
right.
really have a lot of anime in it, and that was kind of surprising because it was about the time when anime was becoming popular.
The early 90s.
Yes. So Brad Pitt's transition into the cool world, very awkward, and it felt kind of random. Basically, there's this scientist called Dr. Whiskers.
Dr. Whiskers.
And he has a device that literally looks like a large sperm.
Blah.
Yeah, it's a large sperm. This is his transport device. Oh, yeah.
How many whips does it take to get down to the end of the hall?
Yeah, so exactly. So the characters, they're in it. They're really shallow. There's not a lot of depth to the characters. The storyline's awkward, sporadic, I
It
should
sounds
say.
like a great movie.
And the acting, it's just sometimes too painful, seriously, to sit through it. The acting is just awful. It's like Brad Pitt, he's got this accent at one point, and it keeps going in and out. So he's got times where he uses it, other times he doesn't. It's just very
that's weird.
odd. So that having been said, basically, Cool World does get some cool points.
Cool points.
And you know what's going to have to do, if it's me, it has to do with music, right?
Oh, sure.
Basically, they had this point where they transitioned into Cool World and they used Ministry's NWO.
Oh.
From that 90s, it was the 92 album, Psalm 69. So that was in it. That was pretty cool. And
there's
also
more.
music related, a cameo by Frank Sinatra Jr.
Oh, I was going to
Not
be
Sinatra.
excited if it was
Not
Sinatra, but they
but
probably would have had to
Frank
wheel him in
Sinatra
a
Jr.,
casket.
who also was in The Family Guy at one point.
Sinatra Jr.?
Yeah. Did you ever see that episode?
Was it the one that Brian and
It's where
Stewie?
Stewie and-
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah,
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. I remember that one now.
So one of my favorite things about it was getting to see all the different animation, of course, and that's really what I would recommend. If you're into animation, you would dig it. If I had to, what are our choices? It's shit.
Is a Ghosty's
It's mediocre
favorite
or what?
thing.
What are our
It's
choices?
good. It's mediocre. It's shit.
I'd say it's mediocre if you like the animation type stuff. It's shit if you're actually going to watch it for a movie.
So, what do you want us to do?
But again, this is something I'd never seen before.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I did want to make a point of this. One of my favorite things, and,
Yes.
and we've talked about this before. Hey, would you stop that? Basically, one of the things that you and I have talked about before is the fact that, like, anytime you watch some of those retro movies, you get to see the technology in action,
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah.
you also get to see the styles.
Did they
of
have
the day.
AOL dial-up in that movie?
No, but they had a comic book store clerk with the biggest hair ever. I mean, seriously, if you got like
that big old like 80s to
if you
90s
walked-
transition hair.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like a lot of Aquanet going on there. For those of you that don't know what Aquanet is, look it up.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I almost told you it's hairspray.
No, you should look it up. Yeah, look it up. But basically, this should give you an indication. If you walked like 6 inches within her hair, she would have gone up in flames. They got this.
No open flames, sir.
There's this point where Gabriel Burns gets out of his car, and there's a huge. And I think it's about 10 minutes into the movie. There's this huge, old school TV satellite dish, and seriously, if that thing fell over, he would have been crushed. Ridiculous cordless phone in it, like looks like something out of a World War II movie where
the sat phone or
Yes,
something?
yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's my movie review.
And let's close up.
I will never do it that long again.
Ghosties of movies past.
No, ghosts of movies. Pass. Passed. All right.
Thank you, Ghosty. And all right, well, we're almost out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and.
I don't even know that movie review made sense now that I'm done.
No.
Okay, good.
So, there is a better podcast, as we tell you all the time, because that is the name of the show, but we actually do recommend podcasts that are better than ours, and that's pretty much every one of them that's out there. And this week's better podcast recommendation, it's called Grading the Nerd, Grating, the Nerd. Host Tim and Zach, they talk about movies, they talk about music, nerdy things, pop culture, whatever is on their mind, including their squeaky chair. I happened to catch an episode. They took a look back at one of the greatest albums to come out of 2001.
You are not going to say this. Greatest albums.
Well, that's what they said.
I'm not going to say. Okay, go ahead.
Well, you don't have to agree. And
I'm not going to say it's a bad album. It's a good album.
I don't necessarily agree with it either, but it had Dave Grohl in it, so it totally made up for any lack. But I did see them perform this album live, opening for Weezer, and it was Tenacious D in their self-titled album. Tenacious D. I thought they had great banter. Their sound quality was excellent, and there's no filter, absolutely no filter on these guys. Just like us, it's very much like us. In fact, I think we should just start simulcasting their show, and we'll just put like a little voice modulator on it to make it sound closer to us. They have new episodes.
It really would. It would really cut back on the workload.
It would cut totally back on the workload. Production time is like from however many hours down to 1.
So what is it called again? It's
called Grating the Nerd.
So basically, it'd be welcome to
Grating the. Wait. What?
No, you're going to dub over. There is a better podcast.
There is a better podcast.
I'm not the guys that actually do that, but.
Tim and Zach.
Anyway, that makes no sense. It makes sense to me in my head. Yeah, I can't get it out of my head.
Nope, that's fine.
How would you find them?
Well, you can find them every Monday and Thursday. They have new episodes Mondays and Thursdays. Twitter and Instagram at Grating the Nerd, and you can find them on Apple Podcasts. That's how I found them. Also on Google Podcasts, and I believe Spotify as well. Again, Grating the Nerd. Check them out. They're a good time. Also, we have that damn Radio Shack hat, that trucker hat, that beautiful hat, the contest that you could win a trucker hat. Who doesn't want a trucker hat? Besides,
sexy mother trucker.
Exactly.
That's what you'd be.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a sexy mother trucker hat besides people who aren't truckers?
And it is an awesome hat.
It is really an awesome hat.
Yeah. So cool.
I have put it in several rooms of the house. You didn't know where I was going, but you almost knew where I was going.
I kind of knew where you were going.
Yeah. No, I put it in several rooms in the house, and it looks good in every single room of the house. You cannot miss this opportunity. So, how do you get this damn hat? Well, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. You can even email us what you think of the show, and then we'll just post it for you, so it'll look like we did it. And once you got that in Apple Podcasts, we'll take that Apple Podcast review and we'll put it into the trucker hat. And if we pull your name, you get the trucker hat.
Because you are a sexy mother trucker.
Because you're a sexy mother trucker. Shipping and handling is paid too, so it's completely free from your friends here at There Is a Better Podcast.
Sure.
And anything else before we go? I think this is about time.
Were we able to do the game? We got time or not?
We could try it. Yeah, why not? Let's. We're making up for Mike's time not being here, so we'll give you an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, Mike usually only talks for an extra 5 minutes. That's all.
Yeah, just an extra 5 minutes.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right, let's.
I'm open to anything.
No,
really.
let's give ourselves a minute to fit the story in.
Okay, so stolen from one of my favorite shows. Whose line is it anyway? That is the game. Today's game is the one-word story. So what the whole point is, you have to create an entire story, one word at a time. And you can't use any more than one word. However, I think we may have established an idea that cities, if it's like 2 cities, like Kansas City, that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. If it's hyphenated, that's okay. So we're going to go until we either run out of time or we break. What the fuck ever. And Ghosty is going to get...
So we are done at that signal.
So Ghosty is getting us a timer.
All right. Ready?
And...
You start.
Okay. Ready?
No.
Is that part of the story?
Yes.
Wait. No. This is supposed to be yes and, not Noah.
All right.
No,
ready?
Yes.
Ready? Go.
There
is
a
better
podcast. Thank you.
We're done. But damn it. I was waiting for you to say you're not listening to it.
I thought it was your YORE, maybe. It's like years of your thought times. How much time we got left on this?
My clock never started. All right. Oh, wait. Actually, it's got an hour.
This is the extended version, the director's cut.
We'll have to try that again, but do a little bit better. I think it's time to roll the outro.
Let's
and call
get
it
the
a day.
fuck out of here. Well, again, there is a better.
You don't have it, do you?
What's that?
You don't have your soundboard right now, do you?
I don't.
Epic fail.
Perfect.
Thanks. Is it going?
Epic. It is. I don't know why it's quiet, but anyway, thank you for tuning in. This had. Oh, no wonder why.
Because it's not going. Oh, there it is. Technical difficulties. New computer.
Yeah, new computer. You know, I went to the local Circuit City affiliate, and
sure, because that's where everybody goes.
That's where everybody goes, and So I had a MacBook, the new one, the M1 chip, for 9 days, and it just couldn't do anything that I wanted it to do. So I took it back, and then I waited around for a little bit looking for a new computer, and I thought, well, fuck it. We got to do this show. I got to have something to, work with. So I went back to Best Buy, and so I was looking at all the computers, and I asked the guy, do you have a specific computer with the Intel processor? So he's like, well, we don't have it on hand, but I can order it for you. Seriously, do they not understand that we live in the information age where that's not a special action anymore?
Yes.
You can order it
I can
for
order
me.
it for you, sir, because I know you lack that ability, so...
You do not have internet. You are poor and can fix things. I am rich and I have the World Wide Web.
I think we've way managed to go over time. Time to call it a day.
All right.
Love you.
Thanks for sticking around. Again, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram. There is a better podcast. Email us at thereisabetterpodcast@gmail.com. That's Ghosty. That's a beer. Mike is missing. And I'm out of here. We'll see you next week. And happy 4th of July.